Well, welcome back to Catherine in Christ. If you're looking for ways to save money without having to clip coupons, you're in the right place. Today, I'm sharing 10 budget friendly ways to save money on your grocery budget. These are tips that will help you cut down your budget without sacrificing quality. So let's get started. Number one, plan your meals in advance. For me, I keep a running meal plan that I work off of, and every week I sit down and I plan out our meals. I love to plan out breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but at the very least, planning out dinner and making sure you have everything in the fridge to keep unnecessary grocery runs at bay, that goes a long way. I have, 30 to 40 meals that I know we like and we've tried in the past, and I keep probably somewhere around 25 in my regular rotation. So if you haven't done this step yet, I would encourage you to sit down and make a list of all of your family's favorites, and that can be your go-to reference when you sit down to keep meal planning from being tedious, and then you'll actually do it. Tip number two, stick to a grocery list. So I plan my meals and then I go through my pantry and make my grocery list. And when I go shopping, I always take a grocery list either written down on paper or on my phone so that I can check things off as I go. Then I make sure I get everything I intended to get and I don't end up making a bunch of impulse buys. So take your grocery list and stick to it, and it will keep you from overspending. Tip number three is buy in bulk when you can. Now, I have not had a membership at Costco or Sam's Club in a bunch of years, but my mom does and my mother-in-law does, and once in a while they say, what do you need? And they'll pick me up either a bag of rice or a large container of olive oil. Even if you don't belong to a bulk store, when I shop at any regular store, HEB is my go-to here. If I buy the larger package of dry beans, the larger boxes of oats, flour, some of the staples like that, you end up getting a lot more. Your per ounce price is a lot lower. So I would recommend buy in bulk when you can. Some of those things can be easy to store if you have a plan. Tip number four is forego the name brands. I know some of us are really used to our name brands, but I have some store brand favorites that I have discovered just by being willing to save a couple bucks going with the store brand. And then I found out that I liked that product just as much or more. My very favorite spaghetti sauce is actually a store brand spaghetti sauce, and I have not found a name brand that's comparable to it, but it is a fraction of the cost of the higher end name brand spaghetti sauces, and it is just as good quality. So I do pick that up. If you're looking for the very cheapest savings, like I mentioned before, always check the price per ounce. It's the little yellow corner of the price sticker on the store shelf. So if you want to do some close comparison, you'll see how many pennies per ounce you're saving by going with the store brand. My next tip, I did allude to this earlier, shop your pantry first. When you're making your menu plan for the week and you're getting ready to grocery shop, make sure you look through your pantry to make sure you're not going to double up on things that you already have in your pantry. So if I notice that I've used a couple of mine, I might restock and put one more on the pantry shelf. But if it's a tight grocery budget month and I don't have room for that, I still have it in the pantry. So shop your pantry first. This tip alone has probably saved me hundreds over the years. My next tip is buy fresh produce in season. We love some of the special things that we get when they're in season, like plums and peaches, but that is something that I won't buy out of season. They're not as good quality and they're a lot more expensive. So it's actually a really fun thing to know what is in season and to shop those special fruits and veggies when they're in season. Some of the basic staples that we always get are carrots and cabbage, apples and bananas. But when it's orange season, we're going to load up on oranges. When it's peach and plum season, we're going to enjoy those. And that kind of keeps them special. So take advantage of those in-season fruits and veggies. Tip 7 is limit your convenience foods. Prepackaged foods are always going to inflate your grocery budget. Even getting things like pre-cut veggies, shredded cheese, things like this, you're going to be paying a lot more per ounce often, and it sometimes has additives that you don't even want in your food. So forego the prepackaged goodies and be willing to do a little extra of that work at home, and you'll have a better product and a better savings to show for it. Tip 8 is shop the discount and clearance section. This is one thing that I do every single week. Know what day your grocery store marks down their meat or their produce. Sometimes if you go earlier in the day, I know at my store you can get discounted produce that is a little bit closer to its expiration, and they just pre-bag things and mark them down 50% off. So ask your grocer if you're not sure, what day do you mark down the meats, or how do you mark down your produce when it is getting close and needing to be used up. This is a way that I've saved tons over the years. And remember to never skip the clearance section. Almost every store has a clearance section, even though it might be tucked away. So if you're not sure where yours is, it doesn't hurt to ask and see what kind of things they routinely put on there. I know I almost never pay full price for garlic bread. If we're gonna splurge on garlic bread, we're gonna get it at 50% off, because my store almost always has marked down bakery goods. My tip 9 is a little Dave Ramsey trick. Use a cash envelope system. There are a lot of systems that encourage using a cash envelope system. And for a lot of us, having that tangible money right in front of us instead of that imaginary money on our debit card or a credit card, it really keeps us in check and helps us be realistic about how much we're spending. For years and years, we have divvied up our budget at the beginning of the pay period, and having a cash grocery system in an envelope ready to go really keeps me on track with my grocery spending. And tip 10 is using a little bit less of the most expensive ingredient, which is often meat. So go meatless for a meal a week or a couple meals a month. And there are so many good meatless meals out there, you won't miss it. Some of our favorite meatless meals are things like fried rice, where I can add in an egg or two and lots of different veggies, and we have a really satisfying meal with no meat in it. Or you could go for a low meat meal if you're not up for completely cutting out the meat. One way that I use leftovers is in fried rice, chopping up leftover chicken or little bits of meat that I have. So it's more of an addition than the main course. That's also something you can do with soups and stews and chilies. You can make them more veggie or bean heavy instead of meat. So look for some meatless meal favorites and try them in your menu rotation. So there you have it, 10 simple budget saving meal ideas that you can do without having to clip coupons. Share with me in the comments which one is your favorite, or which one did I miss? What do you do to save money on your grocery budget? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.